This is the day the sky turned against a people who believed the ground belonged to them. This is Sodom and Gomorrah, a city of stone walls, fat palms, and a pride that dared to say, "Death cannot touch us here." This is the moment when sin stopped being a private secret and became a public rebellion. They had built towers so tall the birds changed course. They had packed caravans with silver and gold. They had stacked their tables with every pleasure, and they had wrapped their hearts in a dangerous sentence: "We are safe, we are special, we are untouchable." This is the story of the prophet who lived inside that city, and the night Allah sent 3 angels to end it forever. Sodom was not a forgotten village in the middle of nowhere. This was not a city that stumbled into sin. This was a city that built sin into its foundation. Their position on the trade highway made them wealthy beyond most cities of their time. Their markets overflowed. Their tables were full. Their palms were heavy with fruit. Their walls were strong. And with that, wealth came something else. Something no people before them had openly embraced. The Quran tells us the people of Lut were the first to approach men with desire instead of women. This was not hidden. This was not something they were ashamed of. They committed these acts in their gatherings, openly, publicly, without restraint, and they were proud of it. But it went further than desire. When a traveler entered Sodom, a stranger passing through their land, they did not just rob him. They humiliated him. They violated him in the worst way. They stripped him of dignity. This became their custom. This became their welcome. And if a man resisted, if he fought back, they killed him. And their leaders, their wealthy elders in dyed robes, they did not stop it. They protected it. They called it the way of their city, and anyone who objected was driven out. This is why Lut said to the angels, "By Allah, I have never known a people more wicked than these." He said it again, and again, and again, because no single sentence was enough to describe what he had witnessed. This was Sodom, not a city that had fallen, a city that had chosen. Now meet Lut, peace be upon him. He was not born in Sodom. He came from Ur. He had traveled with his uncle, the great prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, across the desert to Canaan. He had seen faith up close. He had seen what it meant to stand alone before an entire people and speak the truth. Then Allah commanded him, "Go to Sodom and Gomorrah, guide them, warn them, give them the chance to turn back." So he went. For years, he called them. He stood in their markets and raised his voice. He walked their streets and warned them. He pleaded with them in the night. "Will you not fear Allah? I am a trustworthy messenger to you. Fear Allah and obey me. I ask no reward from you. My reward is only from the Lord of all creation." They heard every word. They understood every warning, and they chose deliberately to reject every single one.
"We have no need for your message, Lut. Leave us, An, or we will throw you out."
One man, one household, in an entire city of corruption. That was all the faith Sodom had left. So Lut, peace be upon him, raised his hands, and he made dua. "My Lord, support me against these corrupting people." That prayer left his lips and rose past the towers of Sodom, past the mountains, past the clouds, and Allah heard it. Meanwhile, far from Sodom, something was already in motion. 3 angels, including Jibril himself, peace be upon him, arrived at the home of Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him. They came disguised as young men of striking, unusual beauty. Ibrahim was a man of generous hospitality. He immediately honored his guests. He prepared a roasted calf and set it before them, but they did not eat. And when guests refuse food, something is wrong. Ibrahim asked. The angels revealed themselves. We are the messengers of Allah. Do not fear. We bring you glad tidings of a son of great knowledge. Then they said something else, something that made the heart of Ibrahim stop mid-beat. We have been sent to the people of Lut. Ibrahim immediately said, but Lut is there. The angels replied, we know who is there. We will save him and his family, except his wife. She is among those who will remain behind. Ibrahim, the Khalil of Allah, the close friend of Allah, began to plead for the people of Sodom. He was that merciful. He argued for people who hated his nephew. He asked if they could be spared, but the decree had already come from Allah. The people of Sodom had been given chance after chance, and they had used every chance to go further. There was no more time. The angels left Ibrahim and walked toward Sodom. They arrived at the city walls at sunset. The first person to see them was the daughter of Lut, peace be upon him. She was at the river, filling her water jug. When she looked up and saw the faces of these young men, she was stunned. She left her jug on the riverbank. She ran home. Father, there are men at the gate. I have never in my life seen faces like theirs. Lut, peace be upon him, felt his heart drop. He knew his people. He knew what beautiful guests meant in this city. He went to the men and whispered, please go to another town. These are the worst people on the earth. You do not want to enter here. He said it 4 times. 4 times he tried to turn away the very angels Allah had sent, but the angels were not ordinary guests. They were exactly where they were meant to be. So Lut brought them home. He tried to hide them. He tried to protect them. But his own wife, the woman who shared his home, his food, his life, she slipped out quietly through the back, and she told the city. The city came. Not a few men, not a group of troublemakers, the whole city, every man rushing through the streets, torches raised, voices roaring. They gathered at his door, pounding, demanding. Lut, peace be upon him, came outside and blocked the entrance with his body. He pleaded, he reasoned, he begged. These are my guests. Do not shame me. Fear Allah. Is there not one righteous man among you? They said, you know what we want, Lut. Step aside. He cried out, if only I had power against you, or could take refuge in some strong support. A prophet of Allah pressed against his own door, trembling not for himself, but for the guests inside his home. Then a voice came from inside, calm, absolute, unmovable. O Lut, we are the messengers of your Lord. The angels revealed themselves. Jibreel, peace be upon him, stepped forward. He struck the mob with his wing, and in one single moment, every man outside that door went blind. They stumbled, they screamed, they crashed into each other in the darkness, clawing at their eyes, unable to find the door they had been pounding on seconds before. They fled into the night without their sight. A city that had spent years refusing to see the truth lost its eyes in an instant. The angels turned to Lut, peace be upon him. Leave tonight. Take your family. Walk in the darkness before dawn comes. Do not let any of you look back. Go where you are commanded. Do not take your wife. She is of those who will remain. Morning was coming, and with the morning, the decree of Allah would fall on Sodom. Lut gathered his daughters. They stepped out of the house, into the dark. into the silence, into the desert. No lanterns, no noise, just faith, one step at a time, moving away from the city that had rejected every mercy Allah had ever sent it. Then morning came. The Quran describes what happened next in one devastating ayah. When our command came, we turned those cities upside down and rained down upon them clustered stones of baked clay, layer upon layer. The earth shook beneath Sodom. The city was lifted and hurled back down, overturned. A rain of fire and baked clay fell from the sky, layer after layer, on every street, every market, every tower that once blocked the path of birds, every table that had been stacked with pleasure. Gone, all of it, gone. And Lut's wife, despite the warning, despite the command, she looked back, and she was gone with them. The Quran calls the site of those cities Al-Mutafika, the overturned cities, and it says, "Their ruins still lie along a known route. Surely in this is a sign for those who believe." Today, scholars point to the Dead Sea region, the lowest point on Earth, 430 meters below sea level. A landscape of sulfur and salt and scorched, silent earth. The ruins are still there. The warning is still there. But here is what Allah wants us to understand. This was not only about the sins of Sodom, it was about what happens when sin becomes a system. The people of Sodom did not just commit sins, they normalized them. They celebrated them. They institutionalized them. They attacked and silenced anyone who objected. They built a society around transgression and called it freedom. That is the line, not the sin itself, but the moment a people looks at the warning of Allah and laughs. The moment mercy is mocked. The moment truth is punished. The moment a city collectively says, "We are untouchable." That is when the sky turns. Lot, peace be upon him, stood alone for years. He did not leave. He did not compromise. He did not trade his faith for comfort or safety. And when the decree of Allah came, he walked out into the dark, and he was saved. You will not always have numbers. You will not always have support. Sometimes you will stand at a door with nothing except your belief and your willingness to say, "This is wrong." That was enough for Lut. So ask yourself today, when the crowd moves in one direction and you know it is wrong, do you follow? When the truth makes you unpopular, do you go quiet? When sin becomes normal around you, do you start to call it normal too? The morning always comes. The question is, which side of the city will you be on when it does? If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs it. Because the lesson of Sodom was never meant to stay in the past. It was sent for every generation that came after, including ours.